So I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I know I've touched on it a little bit with my normal videos and all that shit, but I'm going to talk about something that has to do with my civilian job. As some of you who may pay attention know, I am a tow truck operator. That's why I run my ass off in the middle of the night while still working an hourly job during the day, because that's the nature of this industry. Now, this just happened a little while ago, but I'm not shitting on this individual that I talked to in the last 12 hours. Um, this is a recurring thing. So I have been operating a tow truck for a plural number of years. That means a while, like more than one or two. A plural number of years. Now, something you need to understand, just in case the lighting is an issue, because I've used the other back box of markers that I purchased when I purchased this whiteboard. That orange thing right there is me, much like I'm wearing right now. This green shit is customers who've crashed into each other in an intersection. This black stuff is the sidewalk. I'm too lazy to put the little dashes and pretty this thing up, because some of you who actually need to be told this probably aren't paying attention, and you've already clicked off the video and fell asleep. These blue things are the police, who need more funding than they get because they need more training, and they put up with a lot of shit, which is another peeve of mine that the video is not about, but I'll end up talking about it because I never shut up. And so here's a smashed vehicle that's blocking at least 3 directions of travel just by its own placement, without my big ass truck being in front of it trying to pick it up. So when I'm in front of car in road and path to me guarded by police, the thing not to fucking do, and over the plural number of years this has happened frequently, do not walk your ass over to me to try to ask me questions about where your car is going to go, where it can go instead of the impound yard, how much is it going to cost, how bad do you think it's damaged, who are you, and could you please be careful with my car, I have stuff in there I need to get, can I please get it out before you load it. That is absolutely not the time, and never is that the place to try and ask these questions. Now, those are valid questions. I do not want you getting confused about that. Those are absolutely things that you should ask, because I pick up after accidents for a living. I'm going to pick up after at least 2 accidents a day, because that's what I do, because I'm on 3 police rotations. And there are some people who call us when they hit the cars and they're like, could you come get me? I don't want the police to impound it. I just want you to take it. Or whatever. I've had that once in the last, year and a half. But this is not the place. The thing you need to understand is that you're in an accident because either you forgot how to drive, and don't get butthurt about being told that you suck at driving, because a lot of people suck at driving. I drive for a living, and I spend more time driving than I do not driving, and I get criticized for my driving, so shut the fuck up. Someone else probably forgot how to drive and involved you in their inability to drive. That happens quite a lot, because you get a moron on the road, and the more time morons on the road spend in proximity to non-morons, then you have your non-morons cut up into 2 categories. You have your experts, like me, who are pretty damn good at not allowing morons to ensnare us into a traffic accident. And then there are the non-experts who are still smart, and they deserve to drive, but they might not have the skill set and the reflexes and the situational understanding to keep the morons from doing that shit. So this is absolutely an unsafe place to be, even for me. And I dress like this. I wear this reflective stuff. Like, I have a uniform shirt that I normally put on, and I don't need people, calling with frivolous non-complaints to my company because I make angry YouTube videos, or because I called you stupid, because you probably fucking are. But I wear this bright reflective stuff, and I've been hit on the side of the road with a police officer behind me, and I've been off the road getting hit by cars. So you gotta understand that people out there cannot see. They cannot understand. Their brains don't process things. And they're behind the wheel of a giant missile. And that missile may not be a boom missile like you see in your Call of Duty games, but it is a crunch the human missile. And you are very likely not dressed like this with this high visibility stuff. I have overhead emergency lights on my vehicle, and even in a situation like this where I'm surrounded by police cars blocking off the traffic to make it safe for me to load your vehicle onto my truck, I've watched people almost run over police officers who have a police vehicle with blue and red lights. I have red and amber, amber being another word for yellow. But men with badges, yellow vests, and police cars with additional flashing lights, I've had to watch them dive out of the way of cars because people can't see them. And there's bigger criminal charges hitting a police officer in a situation like this than hitting me. Hitting me is almost as bad as maybe hitting a firefighter or an EMT. Hitting the police officer, well, and if they find out you did it intentionally, that's a bigger felony. Actually, it goes from being a misdemeanor and a driving violation to being a felony when they find out that you deliberately pointed your vehicle at a police officer to try to run them over. I've watched somebody at the one that I just got home from. I had to watch an officer, damn near, he almost threw a flashlight at somebody. I don't know if he was cocking his flashlight back or if he was waving it to get the light to get their attention. If it was me, I would have chucked my very expensive flashlight at their windshield to get them to stop, just so they'd get out of their vehicle. And yes, it would be a complaint against me and I'd be in trouble for a windshield, but they'd learn to pay the fuck attention. Because for some people, that's the kind of thing they need, is a hardship in their life to help them realize that they're fucking stupid. And that their stupidity endangers us when they're behind the wheel of any kind of vehicle. I've also seen similar people, while they'll drive toward police officers, I'm sweeping the road, and when I extend my broom out, they'll panic and slow down to 1 mile an hour to not get hit by my broom. So y'all need to get your fucking heads on right. So the time for you to ask me questions about what's going to happen with your vehicle, where it's going to go, can you pay directly to have your vehicle go to a different spot, is when I have picked up your smashed piece of fiberglass and metal, and I'm over here, and these guys have adjusted to allow me to finish tying down the vehicle for public safety. This is the time to come over here and wait for me to say, okay, do you have any questions?